Right, so you want to about being at the vibe, and of course, the friend Kobina Costi. And then so we're about to have another intriguing conversation. There be a can say Nyankopon ya adom na unya akwenya et na Nyankopon eni panchen a privilege kese pa eti say menya asofo mpelifo tra mo chenzi anyam se nka no kre eni gya ya shema kuma ya na doso na and then koma ya bedi no me sure say woni ba je ho anything atwea ben the right person na yɛne bɛ have this conversation ayɛ nkɔfo bebree taa kan sɛ wonua baako nyame hyira ne paa o bi nso sɛ medeɛ menhyira no mehyɛ da ho so yie and then we are here to have this conversation with one powerful man of God. Yes, yɛdeɛ yɛnim ne yɛkɔ so wɔ honhom wiase mu nyankopɔn ɔwɔ nkɔfo hyira ɔmo ɔwɔ nkɔfo ɔnome ɔmo ɔmo deɛ odwa ɔmo life mu ɔmo mmerɛ so ɔno mawu ana sɛdɛn yɛbɛdi saa nkɔmmɔ no. So I am here with Apostle Enoch Abra, or your Sofupeni, that Doxa Arena Ministries, and no away at Chemoda, and check we be Pima Manonania, the idea because you was often in Australia, Canada, and the idea, a wow, one hour, and you know, you didn't even come over and chair the trick. I want to create for no now your toy conversations. And TBM, wait to subscribe to your YouTube channel, The Vibe, YouTube. And I say follow me, Kobina Costi on Facebook. Papa, me want cover.
Yeah, yeah.
But to be able to
I didn't be able to.
Papa, you share Papa.
Yes.
Ache. The last time you share, I didn't come about is it God's incubator?
Exactly.
Yes, that was the last time I share.
On radio.
Nice. Me about a course saying book in a course.
You come na me da radio say me ndi kan fast da me for this opportunity. Na me fast da kase ma wetiefo ne wahwefo nso a Mama na possible for this conversation.
Sure.
Radio Dom said the Ubisano, it was a great blessing. I believe said during the book launch we were present.
Sure.
And so far it is making great impact out there. And we are believing God for more.
Right. Papa, now to our main conversation and the youth, no, and I say youth per se, there are a lot of people go for bebre etakaze. Yankopon, MSI will share bimo. I want us to understand this. Yankopon, is he a favoritism God or one kofwa? What you almost see was a remo de Mishiromo, remo de Mufiomo, from Pimpim, so I find ye as well.
That is a very, very broad subject. The subject of blessing, a very broad subject, and of course, a very deep one. And I think that it's worth talking about. The say ye ka inshira ho asemo we want to look at it from the all kasafa inshira no because said ye hu inshira enye said ye me hu inshira and it is as a result of our perspectives or our perception of what a blessing is that enema edu ba bia ye me ye hu se nyame hira obi echen obi Inti said a bit to me at TSA, we first have to define what a blessing is.
Okay.
Because me a quite fast whom shra, a bit different from my acquire or fast who shra.
Sure.
Now, my dream say, any quite say a year acquire uhuno. And I say, quire me huno, name I will say a year the shran ankasa tie ankasa. Because no matter how you see it or how I see it, I think that there is a true definition for a blessing.
Sure.
And before we proceed, let me first delve into what a blessing is.
Okay.
A blessing, I believe, is a supernatural or a divine endowment, a divine blessing that is given a man for him to prosper.
Okay.
Inshira eye adum achedie bi anasunsun mutumi bi a onyamedema odaseni a enam soma sa odaseni no ediye. Now, say you hear say ya fe ye behunu say blessing eye more of an inward thing than an outward thing. Inshira is something inward that helps you to produce something outward. So I think that we are now coming closer to your question.
Sure.
Say, nyame favoritism and yes, anytime we ask about God or we want to talk about God, we have to resort to the scriptures.
Okay.
Because a trono na echredi nyame etie ankasa unti nyame ase abehu no kwan bebre so. Enipa bi blemu nyankopon enipa bi kasete nyame because omo feel say maybe situation and conditions no enye na omo dwen say nyame na aye ne sa. Eto da bia na enye nyame, eto da bia na ese de enipa ankasa mpo aye ne nyoma. Eto da bia na a lot of factors. Now, trono train say nyame enye partial. God is an impartial God and God is a just God. according to the book of Acts chapter 10, Bible said God is not a partial God. Or my biara mu no de ofere Awurade no. Ono na Awurade ema na do ye ono Awurade ehira no ba onyame enye enhwehwe ne mu nyankopon. So if God is a just God, then it means one, he is not a partial God. It means he is a God who do not deal with men with a sense of prejudice. He deals with people equally.
Okay.
It is nyame nye a partial God. Nyame eye a good God, and he is good to everybody.
Okay, Papa, and in this sense, you know, Adentina, Sana Mekano, Utimi ho bi, Yambo Esikafo Dindia. But Utimi said there are stages to everything. Who see Kenibia, who said, only assume sit in a classroom and as only assume si bobra. Na and there, of course, member example be I think I saw a video of Samuel Eto'o recently. I was here, the academy mate.
Okay.
Looking at where Eto'o drew a brabum, the baby and the mate, you know, and war. What's the difference now to say a wapa? Say Yankopon enye obia or ye favoritism God na odobia equally. A man saying na obia ne shabra bossy and then na brabon the drew baby ono we ye juma 10 years of
yeah. Now that is a very deep question. In as much as God is an impartial God and God is a just God, we have to also understand that God is a sovereign God.
Okay.
And the sovereignty of God is what makes God the one to make decisions, and nobody has the audacity to question his decisions. The sovereignty of God brings God to a place. It is that the transcendent nature of God above all things. So God is an impartial God. God is a just God. But the sovereignty of God and the wisdom of God may lead God to bestow certain blessings on people than other people or instead of other people.
Okay, then a bit to me, I must add a number because say you ain't question on how he does his things there. And yeah, then a bit to me, I'm say when kwa the end the koye, ready no koye, then a bit to me, a course you know.
A thought the beer, you see, the sense of when we get to a point in life that we begin to compare and compete with ourselves. That a sense of competition and unhealthy comparison brings you to a point where you focus so much on what God has given to someone or what someone possesses that you do not possess. Sometimes the problem is the question is said because the metumi aba behunu say wo bibi bebre echeme bia na kuma na me wa na kakra no ame won se mani ba so a enka nyame na me no so ebe mama ba benya chen de wo nimpo a me mani wo so no.
Okay
We should not suddenly draw conclusions when we see say obi ad because like we stated first no inshira ne krampo nye de ye de ye ni ehunu no a ye free the say inshira. Yes, you quantify inshira only in material possessions. We miss it and we make a very big mistake. Because anytime God speaks of blessings, he is not speaking only of material possessions. Okay, someone I was seeing inshira ni wonipa on 90 abonde for jinem, one na the boy for class, one time fedi for tinabia, na emum ye can about blessing. Na emum rademra so nani, na odwen mra ne ho anopane anadwo na obeye se dua etimasu bonten ho, na haban empo. So even here, God is speaking about a man who is blessed, and God is not first talking about what the man has in possession, but God is talking about the character of the man, the attitude of the man, how the man is living his life, before talking about the thing that will come out of the way the man is living.
Right.
It is when you make us about Insha, God is always looking at that which is internal, that has the capacity to produce something externally.
Right. So that means how I be appreciate things in your mind, so attract blessings.
Exactly. You have to appreciate what God has given you because we have our destinies are not the same. The obota was so the entire obasa so different from me. I didn't tell you to say I was seeing yena no kro and I said the one I was saying minya. And to me a man is if we say the nyame pesa wo yo wasase so ehun hira ene ye de ma wo na se ho ahode ne ehun nimdie ene ye de ma wo de wo se me be ye na ehun nimdie ene ehun ahode an ehun hira ene ye de ma me se wugya wo de to ho nom efiri se unhunu wo botaye wasase so ne de wo so ba beyo na mo wani ba de mi kura so a that is where you make the mistake it nya se nyame ehira me chen ho asembisa ne se de na nyame se beye a onfa ho akade ma ho na so de ama ho so a wahu ana
Papa na me den hu se me botaye a me ba asase so ni de rate se me meye eni na mfa nhyiambrem eni me den hu sa de no.
You see, we have a source. Our source, your source as a man is God. Now, no one or nothing on earth can prosper by disconnecting from a source. If you want to know the reason for which you came to earth or your purpose on this earth, you must be connected to source. That is when your relationship with God becomes of utmost importance. Obi bia ni hono mo be disconnecting ho afri ni nyankopon a oye oba de ode ne ba asase so na obo no no. Now wetumi ehunu ne botai wasase so because if you're a product and you disconnect yourself from the manufacturer, you will not know how you were made to be used. And anytime the reason for which you were made is not known, abuse becomes inevitable. And to a lot of us, we have abused ourselves, we have abused our talents, our giftings, and even the blessings God has given us because we don't have a correct understanding of how we were made or how God created us to function. And you will not be able to know that except you come back to God, who is the creator and who is your source.
I see. Because coming general no so busa say you will be one man or try football kakra thinking say and no and an insure or jai or try music kakra or jai baby grab than the presenters or mo jai abuse so say nyame frame me ko di sofo afa train no ko zan ko for bebre na ye nyoma bebre ba ko mienu miensa bi wo ye nyoma be 5 still insure ne mai this nipa no is it because on who the purpose of life and I say sa no so yesoma so me on so bia nhwe ansa na won hu ne bebo ano.
That is a good question. Me dream say so nipa ehunu ne botae e wa abrabomu a obenya a vision. Unya a vision, you then run after that vision. Vision is important in life, and you will never be able to know your vision if you don't know what you have to do in life.
Okay.
Enti obia oye we ne no waja akwa akoye we china na so obia at the same time oye enoma bebre a onim emu de e wo so oye ankasa no na nukuremu no onhu ne wo so oye e wabrabom. Yeah.
Baba ya fambra sorry there. Obi timi ka say matana dem han 15 years ni. Meti score A. Akwalai ba na nsenye here baba afore kakre na ne ma tu kwan na say mpo nya scholarship o tu kwan. Na me ya den nya me wontie me mpa ebo. Ana say edan na otim no there's a particular thing that was all ye na be unlock the blessing. Ana say dey ben on trema keke.
Se oti onyankopon asiya. Ubehunu se nyame e de bre ena eye bibia.
Dan obi ka chem se nyame fa ne bo onto ne ntem sa sa nye no pre.
Nyame fa ne bo a onto ne ntem de ye ntimi nje ntum se no kresa efri se nyame fa ne bo a ono na ewo bre opeso de to se ye ntem se nye ntem ye ono na kire. Nti nipa ntimi nka ma ne so onto ne ntem. Because nyame fa ne bra ne bo a oto ne nibrem.
Okay.
Nibrem ni betimi aye ntem. Nibrem ni betimi abasa enye ntem. Na obi de beba ene obi de beba ochina obi nso de ba anra it is a wo a wunti nyankopon ase na afo se obi de aba na me de a chenti na fe wo bo nyankopon sobo se wunya bosa sobo na chese wo kra na wunya mbeti nyame no a one ne nam no ase
baba neti aya na yen mu bi no ni titiri wo ma mo nhye da anti Kristo ase bebre no aya na kwe program aye de se ebia obi se twen na ebia onya 30 years nyame be hirawo. Obi say, oh, maybe 45 years in Yankopon Michelle. Big also, I mean, you're going through a lot. There are a lot of things, depression, and now with 3 bread. And so, no Yankopon and name say 45 years. Obi Michelle. Also, you have no idea. So 45 years now, and then you are struggling. Maybe not me just sorry call because of maybe I'm a hate 30. You know, be my 32 be my. But just sorry call. Di pasano, papa. Then you have a catcher no, and at the end you know.
Gwabna wo question yi e kire se enhira no a yegusu aye ka ho asem yi no aye se yegina a particular experience in life ayen hu ni say no na yenhira now so because me did 30 years me did 45 nyame be hira me ayebusa say de ben na say nipa no e twen ana so hu ni say yenhira no am I because say me kasafa yenhira ho a me hunu yenhira say within the context of blessings, you know, you can look at it from many the whole concept of blessing, you can look at it from many contexts. Your material blessings you bet to me when it comes to financial prosperity, good living conditions and all that. But then we have relational blessings. God can give you good people, meaningful relationships, supportive family. That is a blessing.
Well, Papa, the problem is most of the times we don't look at the spiritual side of it, but you know the physical ones.
Yes, and the reason is because you have not been able to engage what has been given you as a blessing in order to receive that which you see as a blessing.
You see,
the onyame de ama wo no a onyame ehwe se ubetumi de aye bribi ama de wo susu se ye nhira nkasa ba no kra unhu. There is a lot of misconceptions about what blessings are in life, and that is because yen nyina ye free say nhira ye what wesisi adan watu kwan wenye sika bebre but ansa na obi besi dan obetu kwan obenye sika asa ne nyina ye hwe no ye wo bibi wo ho no mu ankasa nipa no ye. That is when as oji sani o man e wo dipa ni esani nyina free ho no mu a or still the ability to reproduce nyoma na walusu because enya nyoma na hu na define who that person is. Ye wo nyoma bi ye wo principles bi a we live with, ye wo values bi a or uphold. Yeah, there is a way of understanding and an orientation he has received for many years. About making into the person that you see him to be. It is an OG the one is saying free or he loses nothing. Why? Because he has that which is internal. Obit me sandia produce dear.
Right.
It's a bit me about say doing saying yamin shram e was come. And so be an yamia shrawo anyonko famua so to me and the chasa anyonko fani year within the next few years ahead of us anyonko fani bisika eba. It will not sing a mishra was a campaign. I miss me shower on Confirm our house year this kaya day.
Eba. But after your son's from whom we are saying, baby na yeti about sorry the one, baby na yeti say, wait to insure so. I assume a sintina unye, tia was say we ye BB, a quantribi, na MBA insure coin. Many a times, if you want to just and your money in this, or be anti insure so, Yana was a bomb home day. Baba, why are you nipa? We are home nipa. Nkofo tranko for insurance.
Trust him. Ed obi biara onim sunsumu nsem anaso ni nyame ananti bia enim se enye ne honam ni moja enenya ena ye wo sunsumu ensem eden e wo ho no mo a eye adwuma nipa to mesi enye nipa ahonhom to mesi enhira kwan honam fam krampo ye wo suban ene adwen ene ninkontwe bi ni ade e wo busua mu e wo na fofo mu wo fi a wan hwe ya nioma bi besi mu nhira kwan eti yentumi nkasa mfa nhira ho wie a yen touch on the possibility of someone to be used as an obstacle to the blessing of another person.
I see.
Esi da bia wabrabom esi da bia e wabrabom nhira si abra Isaac Ephraim ma Jacob ni Esau so oba be hira wo no baby si wo
bakoje
enti you find out say da bia wabrabom no nyoma to misisi ema kwan and that is very spiritual. Ntimi mfa no tra say yes akwa
I just say huhumu no enyoma wo
bebre kwa
sen wo pa
bebre kwa.
Right, so folks yeguso yedi nkomo ye ne Apostle Enoch Abra wa follow no I think say conversation ayede na afei na ye be wurem ye na ya preach ba Baba itino sisi an yentimi enka no se nyame ya adom na obi tu kwan a ye nhira na
Eye nhira.
Okay.
Na eye relative. Eye relative. If we say obi nya akwantu no ba asori dem bedi adanse se Awurade ahyira me abie kwa amame a obi so betimi atena sa asori dem ho no mu a ye no nwanwa kora se wo de sa akwantu no bedi adanse because ono no de ni akwantu
because many obi ehia waka chere me say covenant me I hate to travel makwa 3 days ipenu maba
exactly
but this is the case that you will be so this is our prayer topic exactly. We praying
exactly until now you find out say onipa na wanya akwantu na odi adanse se nyame ehira no no onye mfomso if sanka unim baby ofiri ba na onim de wafam na onim na ne story a nka obeti ase se baby ofiri ba no eye nhira kese ma no ena de onu so hu ne se akwantu no di dwa so mu fi se enye nhira bia no onu so wo baby ogina ti odi hu akwantu se enye nhira bia fi se bia ye wo no no a no na the passport kwa na odi akwani aba ewo plane
I see
enti no sabi nhira no ubehu no eye wo a ekura wo
no But is it wrong to say guy in share the fatana cry we didn't come in fatana?
That is very wrong. That is very wrong because maturity should bring you to a place where you become grateful for whatever others receive. Se onyame ye bribi edema obi na se ususu se eyade efata wo ana se numpo na wuhia wo hwehwa etwa se oda onyame asedema se nipa no na uda nyame asede ma se nipa no na uda bibia di se wani so de nyame ayama no na wo san so wagidie se ebia na efri ne sumpa na baoso
nti no BBC no metimi edemisa aka obi ade aka se tap into your blessing ejuma
it depends.
Okay,
yes, it depends. You can be tapping into blessings and not yet receive because every blessing the blessing is the machine that produces the product you see. So you don't just tap into the blessings if you don't have the right foundation, you don't have the infrastructures to even sustain what you are tapping into. And so now tap into the blessings, no. What Nancy Busa who say what are the processes that God has taken the person through? Have you sat down to ask yourself, say, through the years, a debut orientation on Yakopo de Amedipano, a quite ben when Yamedinipana Faso, disciplines ben when you buy boa when Yameden or Baby Drube, Joa Baby Bruno. And he say, a son your money in the Honomoa, in Shama a day on the crowd, you can obtain the blessing, but you cannot sustain the blessing.
Deep. Let's say make us no. But that be catch the Bible says, "Who would give this na piaba? Over to my people." But say come na me give you a sources na piaba. And so my tapping into go for blessings are still and for
that tells you say it is not just about tapping into blessings. There is a way you should go. Fiti prekope nya bribi because of you say etwase mensaka. Ebane sakra no a it makes the God we serve not a good God and a merciful God. Because the goodness of God and the mercies of God will make God take into consideration who you are and what you have strength to receive before he gives.
I see Baba, sorry, you actually say so. Sometimes the brain also say adom any so which is favor any so very hard to attract certain blessings.
Yes, and favor is a blessing from God. That is what we are talking about. Favor in itself is a blessing from God. In fact, when we are talking about the blessings of God, the first things we should look at are favor, grace, mercy. These are the blessings of God.
Okay.
And no about so anyame favor. There are a lot of people God met in the scriptures. Nyame she Abraham o kache se meshra wo umu na meshra wi ase nyina no na onye ohiani bubrosa but nyame kache se meshra wo. Abraham ekoku mahene a oba in the book of Hebrews a oshia Melchizedek a we high priest after the order of Christ. Bible say oshira no e kache se blessed be of Abraham of the most high God possessor of heavens and the earth. And so Abraham onye ohiani sa. Eti nshira na ne ye ka ne ye de ya eye hunamu yedie nko a emisika ne adan ana Debbie eye ade a onyame de ato onipa ne so a eye favor eno na ebu onipa no wabrabom na ne nsa ka de nipa mpo hu ne se eye nhira na enye no ankasa mpo ne nhira no if you say ye wo nipa omuni fere ni osuro bia de manyame na so bia na sika omo woni bebre etu omo nso hira ne fene he ade biara onipa ahoɔden nso betumi ayo na edi aba no mi hu ne se enu ne nyankopɔn hira bebre nyame hira nipa ntumi mfama onyame hira ode ma no nipa ntumi mfama yes
tina say onyame hira na mani pa de fo
mo de nipa yo de fo bedima
enfa bi ka ho nice papa obi ma breba ho ba bre esu hira no pa onye bi papa ibo kayayo paye bebre sina bi kan wa try a lot of things obre adwuma na no guzu ye no
exactly
but hira ne mba
hira ne mba Bruce abre no na ya hwe times ni ahwe times ebi ana nipa no ayehu ni se ne obre no na ochena eye ni breakthrough na ye nipa no the book of Isaiah say my dream to say my dream nsusu ye ntise mu nsusu ye said the osoro ni asase ntemu wa no sara na menemu enti eto de bia we are not able to see things from the perspectives of God etu betimi ehunu obi na hu say o obre so bia na ni hira aben no ba wo ye ni pentum fo wani ehunu ye
nice afi papa yen san hwe no ekwan ayefa so agi nhira fri Nyankopɔn nchen
okay
obi say ono no onye hwe awfi ase se opra sorry dem no the breakthrough by obi say me so ma hweda anye bibia o me chade keke na me breakthrough by san nyoma no papa is it say oya compose Nyankopɔn na nso ehia wana and obi betimi apra sorry dem but still na Nyankopɔn ehia ne mai
me da se kam na ye ni bribi wo ho no ma ye betimi asi so dua aka se oya compose really o so Onyankopɔn hira wo
okay
say ye kan sa na ye kasi so dua se me yes ade ya me deserve say onyame nye we ma me but there is nothing like that if we say ye kan hira ye kasa about the sovereignty of God die nyame pe oye ye wo bra bia obetumi agba na se ne obeye onioma ebetumi attract the favor of God but the interest eno na mema obeye deserving of the favor of God okay Psalm 45 verse 7 I will say because thou loveth righteousness and hate wickedness the Lord even your God anointed you with the oil of gladness above your fellows. And I say wo do tenene na wo chi ne yamomuyo nti Awurade Onyankopɔn ode ani songo asra asen wo mfefo nyame na de ngosra no esrai nanso ewo de ohunu wo nipa mu ma asa ngosra no ebae eno nkyere se sa de no nipa no ye ni nti no na echichire nyame se chenchena a wo hira no because we have a lot of instances in the scriptures onyame hira nipa bi a ye hunu de nipa no yo ye betumi akasa afa Mary the mother of Jesus obofo ne ba ne nchen o se wa wadom wo ya dom wa chen ma nyina edian na Mary ye wo Bible mu ayetro ye nti ayedom ne chen ma nyina enu nti ehun hire ba ne se wo ne ye be ma wawo agyenkwa no a obeji wiase nyina no eye God's sovereign act of mercy ye hu odi pe bi se Joseph na nka oye kuma radi peja ne fi ninu anu mu nyina mu kasi meshta na wo so na menam de oje ebebre Israel e de afiri omo nkwaso mu Awurade ye ne sa pepepe nanka onfata ye hu odi pe bi ti se David Awurade san ne nuanum nyina ho Samuel oyo odi fompo epese o hira ode ngosra ne gu pani ne so Awurade se David kuma no ara na mayi no se me pese me de ne ye
sure
enti enye de na nipa no aye enu ti na du ba bi David busa ase na me kra hwan ne me na de ani me fie na Awurade aye me adoye kese say he acknowledged the place of God's favor and the place of God's kindness because ohunu se wa anye biribiara na twa se e ma no be yesa enti media me gidi se bibi ni ho se o se ma pra so dem tichinchira nyame nhira me demum eye ekwan bi a wo fa so aye wo nioma a ebe mu onyame ye hunu odoni akomapa wo de ma no na e attract the favor of God but enkyere se etwase wo yes enti nyame nhira
right so folks we dey atoya sumye bebe na am di nkomo me pra sorry them you see so for nyoma me commission house ti oso nyame nhira me no me pacho enye no titru na Nyankopɔn me nhira check your life ye na nyame nhira wa aba bebre papa ahobrasem ye disi Now, Mami Sambusa, this last question. Bebre na nso so ka say ye ba sorry dem a ye nya nhia bebre. Bi mu say metra fie kra me som nyame. Metra fie a me ye ne me ye. Between sa nyoma two yi, emu den na nhia wo. Say me ntina fie na me som nyame no nhia me. Ana me bra sorry dem mom no nhia me.
The all kasa asem no nipa me no kasa asem na wo say ye hunu omo relationship with God. Because obi a oni nyame wo anyonkofa biara a onimu se de menya wabrabo mu ana se de metie wabrabo mu mpo eye onyame ano menyi ni se nipa ne betwa de bia adwene se me yi me hu firi nyame ho ana me twe me hu firi nyame mu a it is enough. It ansa na obi beka se metena fie kura nyame ebe hira me no ye musa se nipa no oni nyame anyonkofa na ni nyankopon hu nimde etesen. Obviously that person is speaking as one who do not possess deep knowledge of God. But obi oti nyankopon asibia nim say enhranka sa ye ka no me the greatest of all blessings my relationship with God. Enhra biara ebetumi atwe odi wafuru no nyankopon anyonkofa ho no enye enhra. Eti abra awurade ewie adebo na ode Adam eba the Garden of Eden. Oma Adam nhra bebre. Ebi ya hunam famu nneoma ode ma no enua na esi garden ni mu a na otumi dibie koba ene ade. But ye hu se anka honkwa enhra kese ode ma Adam a olusu ya ese adebo nyina the relationship he gave with himself. The Bible says, and God visited the man in the cool of the day. He had fellowship with the man. Obani nipa ni benya anyonkofa. That was the greatest of all blessings. And nipa ensakaye. And no soon abrunsama ni di etre. Nunti na abrunsama bese no. Anytime the devil comes after a man, the devil is not coming after you because of the material things you have in hand. He is coming after you because of your relationship with God. It is say ultimately attach that which you have. Now, we are positioned in a way for you to apportion blames and begin to speak against God. It's the greatest of all blessings. Say your relationship with God. Now say inshiramu nyina kese pan ni wuni nyankopon anyonkofa dia. Then the bema na ba otrim say me kra me ni nyame ni anyonkofa kra pa aye. Betimi atnefi. It means that you don't even understand what blessing is. So there is no blessing that is greater than the relationship a man has with his maker, which is God. Right.
So Papa Lassie. Now folks, and the EDC. But before that, you know, about your program we were sorry. Your upcoming program be expecting
sure, there is a big program ahead of us. I feel mu erade my and so ade mu kese pa se bosome dumienu a ewo afini nyina mu no ansan ye be wura bosome biara mu no ndi fiada ai twato ye fanye mpa abokese sa program we ya to the light for my path. Every last Friday of the month ye be bo empire ye start 7 p.m. na yapon at 10. Into every last Friday of the month in this year 2025. I will say Ubiara edit can agenda who say Oba PM Dogs Arena Ministries International. Ye bon paye pa na atwe nyankopon animu age ehan ene adoma ye di wura bosome foforo nim. And erade ebe ya brabo mu century.
Right. So yenyaye baby Dogs Arena e wa Kimoda Community 6 and the old Nixon kwan this one to do one more. But the numbers since be good screen so to do another one me pa chobo more than afraid. Nti ye see your friend be Kobina Costi my production team in either say Kobe K was the man behind the cameras. I saw phone phones with you have a nice conversation. But you do well and subscribe to the channel. But Facebook now search for the Vibe TV and I say Facebook YouTube the Vibe TV and a Facebook Kobina Costi na appropriate. Nyame ya do my best share biom. Watch out for the next episode. Thank you.